Welcome to the BossLadies Mindset channel, powered by Crown for Success, the largest women's empowerment network for soulful CEOs on social media. We are a coaching business that mentors and motivates women to reach their highest potential in business and mindset mastery. Each one of our episodes will share valuable tips, resources, interviews, and empowering information that will help boss ladies design a life and business they're crazy as fuck about.
Hey guys, Anahi, the self-worth coach here, and once more I am taking a little space in the Crown for Success platform for regional vice presidents like me who have graduated from their amazing coaching program to talk about things that I love and things that are nourishing my clients and my people and that I always share in my community, because I want you to also have the best possible tools for success and so that you can feel amazing in yourself. Now, it is the 10th of October, which is International Mental Health Awareness Day. And this is really something that touches me deeply because I have struggled with mental health issues all my life. My mother was depressed most of my childhood. My dad had bipolar disease, and I myself have struggled with depression and anxiety throughout my teen years and even in adulthood, which is one of the reasons why I became a coach, because once I started out having tools that could transform my life and that could help me feel better, I really wanted to share them with other women who might be in similar positions. And to me, mental health is something that we need to talk more about, because I know that many amazing women out there are struggling with it, but in isolation and in shame. And that's one of the reasons why I always speak up about my own struggles, so that it's easy for others to connect and to come forward and get the help that they deserve and they need. So my work as a coach is basically around supporting, empowering, nourishing, and inspiring millennial high-achieving women into making their dreams come true. And one of the ways that we do that is working on the mindset, And when we have struggled with mental health issues, our mindset can be really skewed and it can be showing us things that we really don't need anymore, which is why I wanted to talk about some of the ways in which I bring the concept of self-care and self-love into my clients' lives, so that they can actually start nourishing themselves and start noticing, because it is when we slow down and we become a little bit still that we can start to notice all the areas that need and that deserve our attention. And our mind, our mental state, our emotions are one of those key areas. It's so easy as an entrepreneur or as an employee or as someone that wants to achieve more in life to get caught up with the doing, that we don't see it and be. And sometimes when we do that, we can recognize that maybe our emotions need some love and caring, which is why self-care helps, because it brings some stillness, some peace, so that you can reflect and go inward. So today I want to talk about one of the things that I have been practicing the longest. I think that this is one of the things that helped me recover from postnatal depression after having my first son. And it's one of those things that has helped me through my divorce, through losing my dad, through facing challenges, growing a business. And I'm an expat, I live in Qatar. So through all the ups and downs of this life, this has been kind of like my foundation. And it is my morning routine. And a morning routine is actually a great way to start nourishing your mind and your heart from the moment that you open your eyes. I always say to my clients, if you wake up and you're like in a rush and you're like, oh my God, you are gonna have a very anxious driven day. Whilst when you wake up and you have everything sorted and you know where you're going and you kind of like have a flow, and the more flow you bring into it, the better it is, because your brain can relax and shift into a very calm position. Then you begin to see that you feel better and better every day, and that your stress levels begin to go slower and slower. We need to remember that routines help our brain lower cortisol, because it knows what's happening next. This is why children, especially babies, thrive on routines, because when there's no routines, they're like, what the hell is happening next? What the hell? They get very triggered. So these are my easy steps, easy peasy lemon squeezy, like my son says. Steps to create the perfect morning routine for you. The first thing is that you have to prepare things the night before. This is really important, because if you want to be meditating in the morning, or you want, I don't know, some of my clients like to do some stretches, some yoga, and you are scrambling in the morning when you wake up to find your leggings or to, where's my music, then you're not going to be able to feel relaxed, because you're going to already be feeling like you're failing, right? You're feeling like you're failing. So prepare things ahead of time. Like for example, I tend to always have my clothes out the night before, even if it's just my gym clothes. Just knowing that I don't have to put 2 minutes of my morning to choose what leggings am I gonna put with what, already sets me up in the right path. Plus, when I open my eyes and I see everything sorted, it's like my brain remembers, oh yeah, today we're going this and we're doing that. So it's like, oh, I know what I'm getting myself into. The second thing is that we need to start our days with gratitude. An attitude of gratitude is all we need to start shifting our mind and healing our brain. It's actually one of those areas that has been super researched, and it shows that when you are grateful, when you express gratitude, specific gratitude, I'm not saying I'm happy that I'm alive, I'm happy that I have a home, making it very specific. I'm happy, or I'm grateful for that moment where my son held my hand and I felt that we connected. I'm grateful for the first sip of coffee that I had yesterday when I was really stressed, but it just felt so lovely and so loving. It's being very specific, and it starts to change the biochemistry of our brain, bringing also more awareness to the positive, which ultimately help us feel happier. So gratitude is a great way to start. I normally, as soon as I wake up, I say, okay, one thing that I'm grateful for in that second, that is like bigger, so it will be something like a new client, or maybe a step forward, something that I'm really excited about. And then I will say, okay, so what are 15 things that I can name right now that I'm grateful for? And it will be a little bit more general, but it will be some things to boost me and say, yeah, look at all the abundance. Remember, gratitude puts us in a state of abundance. The third step is to bring mindfulness. I am a meditator. I don't love it always, and I have to say many times I have to force myself, but mindfulness is a great way to, again, bring that stillness to our human experience and to start to slow down so that you can start your day from a position of calmness and power. When you're mindful, you know where you are at today. Like if you woke up and you are maybe PMSing or you're a little bit grumpy, you say, oh, isn't this interesting? I'm feeling this way. Okay, I will take precautions through the day so that I can really have a good day even through this challenge, you know. Mindfulness also helps heal the brain. It's one of those other areas of the psychological science that has been super researched, and it shows that when we practice mindfulness meditation particularly, our brain begins to heal deeply inside the brain. The whole structure of the brain shifts. In fact, mindfulness has been one of those tools that have been the most effective to prevent relapses in anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and depression. So this is how I started it. I wanted to recover from postnatal depression, and someone told me about meditation, and I was like, so I'm in. And I never looked back because it has been transformational for my life. The next tip is to give yourself something lovely. Whenever I talk about that, I say to people, give yourself something daily, and they're like, oh, I don't have time for that, I don't have money for that. When you say give yourself something lovely, I mean give yourself some time, you know, maybe do a Sudoku, or maybe spend extra time doing your makeup. Give yourself something that is gonna make a difference to you. Make yourself a lovely coffee, you at home, or a lovely shake, whatever it is that you're gonna eat. Treat it like a gift. I am gifting this to myself. If you start with breakfast, for example, make sure that you take a second and be like, oh, I'm making breakfast for the person that I love the most, which is myself. And that attitude shift, it's so powerful and it's so lovely, because then you're like, oh, I feel loved, you know? The other one is indulge in movement. And a lot of people don't have the time or don't make the time to exercise in the morning, and that's fair enough. I'm not gonna judge anyone for that, because the reality is that we all have very complicated life. One thing that I do recommend is that you at least stretch. So one big long stretch in bed, and then a couple of stretches standing up, maybe moving your arms in circle, maybe just not like moving your neck, just making sure that your body begins to move and to feel active, and your circulation start to pump. This is a great way to connect your mind with your body, which ultimately affects the way you see the world, because many times we're so disconnected that we're like, I live here. No, we live here. We live in this beautiful vessel that we call our physical body. Then the next one, and please do know that I'm not trying to preach something that is unreal. A lot of my clients just do these daily because they can see the benefits, you know. Then another thing that I love doing is setting an intention for the day. And when we think about intentions, I want you to know that I'm not saying, I'm gonna achieve 55 things, because when we say that, we are just putting a lot of pressure on ourselves. But if we say something like, my intention for today is to feel calm. My intention for today is to connect with my family. My intention for today is to have one good meal. That tends to be my intention, because I tend to skip a lot of meals when I'm too busy. So my intention to be like, today I'm gonna nourish my body. That's my intention for today. I'm gonna nourish my body, you know? Something that feels like, and you could even do that when you're still in bed, and you can be like, okay, be grateful, just practice your gratitude, and then be like, my intention for today is move forward with my dreams. I don't know, whatever it is your intention every day. And then the last one is to commit to a new way of living. And this is really important, because at the beginning, for us to turn a new thing into a habit, we need to commit to it. So know that there will be days where you might not feel like doing it, or there will be days where you actually will not have the chance to do it. But then go back to it. Make sure that you are committing to this, not because you have anything to prove, but because you have someone to love, and that someone is you. And you deserve 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever time you can give yourself to connect with you. Remember, our mental health as women is it's very important, and many of us struggle because we don't take time to nourish ourselves, our minds, our bodies, our souls, our wholeness as women. So remember, you cannot achieve your dreams unless you nourish the dreamer, which is you. This is why for me it's so important that we start taking time for ourselves to truly show up in the world. I really hope these tips make you super excited. I really hope that you love them and that you start incorporating them in your life. And remember, if you need anything else, if you need more tips, tricks, ideas, if you just want to have a conversation, you can find me on Instagram at anahi.theselfworthcoach, and you can also find me on Facebook, Anahi the Self-Worth Coach. And if you really want to go further and you want to read about how I can support you in your growth, expansion, and achieving your dreams, you can head to theselfworthcoach.online and book a 30-minute session that will for sure change your life. This is Anahi, and I am so happy to be able to support you today, Queen. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Boss Ladies Mindset channel powered by Crown for Success. Please tune in next week for another episode, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at rvpqueens, at The Girl Gang Confidential, at Crown for Success, at Strong Women Are Beautiful, and of course at Boss Ladies Mindset.